Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to speak to you guys today, so make sure to watch till the end. Now, let's get started. So in the Bible, there's something called the law of first mention. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, what in the world is the law of first mention? And that is a very valid question, so let me explain. The law of first mention states that the first time you see a thing in the Bible, that's often how it will appear throughout the course of the Bible. Now, you may not notice it initially, but if you read long enough, you'll notice it eventually. I'll give you an example. So let's take Adam and Eve in the garden. We all know the infamous story of how Adam and Eve ate the fruit and all that stuff. But most people often skip over how they even got there in the first place. So let's just backtrack a little bit and see if you really have been in your book. So when Adam and Eve were in the garden, how did the devil show up? In the form of a snake. However, we both know that the devil doesn't always show up looking like a snake. So as it pertains to the law of first mention, what does this teach us? Great question. It teaches us that the devil will always show up looking like he belongs. Now, why do I say that? Because I think we both agree that it's not rare to find a snake in a garden. It's actually quite common. I would even go as far as saying it's so common that this probably wasn't even Eve's first time seeing a snake. So metaphorically speaking, maybe it was just our first time getting bit by one. And why do I say that? Because the devil demonizes what God deems to be delicate. God never said the snake was corrupt. He said it was crafty. Meaning, if you don't watch it, it will watch you. And if you're not careful, you might find yourself getting struck by who you walk with. So if it's not rare to find a snake in a garden, don't be surprised if you find an enemy among your friends. Because some people appear to be part of you, when really, they just want a part of you. But here's where it gets crazy. Okay, so in chapter 2 of Genesis, what was God's command in the Garden of Eden? Whatever you do not eat from this particular tree. But when we get to chapter 3, what do we see them doing? Eating from the tree. Okay, but before a bite was even taken, what did the serpent say? Did God really say? You see that? And guess what Eve did? She made a life-altering decision based on a misunderstanding. Let me break this thing down since you guys are all looking at me like I'm crazy. What happened in chapter 2? God gave them the word. Then when we get to chapter 3, what happened? The devil asked them about it. This is why I brought up the law of first mention, because it teaches us what to expect when we're dealing with the devil. Not only will the devil show up looking like he belongs, his goal is to make you question the very word God gave you in your chapter 2. So you will make a decision that you will have to repent for in your chapter 3. Look, I don't know if anyone's still listening, but just in case someone is, I want to tell you this. I don't know what word God gave you or when he gave it to you, but I do know this. Adam and Eve were not the only people in the garden. But most Bibles don't mention that you are right there with them. Because just like them, you've been walking with the Lord way too long to still be questioning if he's telling the truth. If he said it, he's going to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Have a blessed week. God bless.